Hey, this is Derek, and I am a designer and product manager, and I've been doing a lot of vibe coding recently. And I've been finding that AI is really great at writing bugs in your code, just as humans do. And so I kind of wanted to give you 5 ways that AI writes bad code and things to look out for. So, number one is orphan code, meaning that it's code that may have been included or generated as part of your original prompt, but now is just sitting there and doing nothing. Now, the good news is it doesn't do anything, so it's not hurting you. But at the same time, I've been finding some gems in some of the orphan code that was generated early on in my project. And I go, what is this code here for? Oh, realize it's not hooked up to anything. Oh, and by the way, it had a really cool function I could re-add to my project. So look out for orphan code. All right, the next type of bugs it creates is essentially duplicated code. So it's trying to do the same thing in different functions across your code base. And this can have unexpected results, counters that get incremented in different ways, reinitialization of certain things. And so that has really bad side effects. You're only going to find that out with a debugger. And so a good thing to do is then to remedy that by prompting the AI to point them at the two duplicated functions that are doing either the same thing or related things and say, hey, can you reconcile this and merge these because they're essentially doing the same set of stuff. All right, so duplicated code, that's number two. All right, the third type of bug that AI creates is code that is called at the wrong time. So this is a classic coding issue where it's a timing issue of when that function call gets made. This is usually having to do around how things are initialized. So that's something to keep an eye out for as well. Again, this can have all kinds of subtle bugs that show up in your code. And again, you're only going to find this out through firing up your debugger, putting on a breakpoint, and finding that a function's being called at the wrong time. All right. So then number four, code that's called multiple times needlessly, or calling the same function from different places repeatedly. And you would think that AI is better than this, but at least right now it's not. It's not perfect. And so sometimes it's trying to make sure that it's doing something and it's trying to do it too well. And so then it's causing performance issues or again, unexpected results by calling a function, or again, going back to the duplicated code, maybe calling related functions that are doing somewhat of the same thing from different places and then having unexpected results. All right, the fifth type of error you're going to run into is logic and calculation errors. Now, AI is really good at this, and this is what a lot of the models are being judged on, is the clarity of their logic. And it really is amazing what you can achieve. However, you'll find that it can actually make mistakes. Some of this can just be pure variations in the models. And so you can try different models to see which ones have a clear line of reasoning. Then the other type of error you're going to see is just straight up calculation errors, where you say, hey, if ABC happens, I want XYZ to happen, or I want XYZ as a result. And if you're not seeing that, then you may have some sort of calculation error. And that can be bugs in the code, or it could be from the way you prompted the AI to begin with. And the only way you're going to really track this down is to get in the debugger, set some breakpoints, and you go, hey, wait, as a vibe coder, I didn't sign up for this. Well, in a way you did. And all the software developers out there, experienced software developers are out there laughing. And yeah, that's totally okay. It just comes with the territory. And what you're going to want to do is use code folding in your IDE, which allows you to collapse all the different code in your text editor just to the function names. So you can actually see what the AI wrote and get a sense of like what it's trying to do. And then you can isolate where exactly the core logic and calculations are happening. And if you can isolate that function or that set of functions, Then you can set breakpoints at the top of each one, fire up the debugger, and then step through and make sure that the logic and the calculations are happening correctly. Okay, so those are the 5 types of bugs and bad code that AI writes. So orphan code, duplicated code, code that's called at the wrong time, code that's called multiple times needlessly, and logic and calculation errors. So hopefully this will help you as a vibe coder find out why your vibe coding is not vibing, and hopefully this is helpful.